Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new week of Road to TCG Worlds 2016. Now before I start, take a look down here. New championship point count. Today is Sunday and yesterday I was the undefeated Mexico City TCG regional champion. I used a Greninja Break deck list which Mike Fouché helped me with, and I'm really grateful for that. I didn't lose a single match during the tournament. I did lose a couple of games, but yeah, I was really happy with my performance. I think I played really well. Matchups went in my favor. I managed to avoid the Vespiquen Vileplume deck that was around. There was only one though, and there were 66 players, so I mean, the odds of facing it were quite low. And there was another Vespiquen deck which got second place at the previous regionals, but I don't think he did too well that day yesterday either. So yeah, 385 championship points. We are obviously very very past the day one invite by now, but the goal is still to get that day 2, and for that we need to keep performing. There are still 2, possibly 3 regionals left I can go to, so I definitely need to make sure I do well in those as well. I believe now that I've top cut like the previous 8 or 9 tournaments, the 8 or 9 trading card game tournaments I've been to, so that's also a pretty neat record. And I would attribute a lot of that to practicing every week, not only the deck that I'm going to play, but also for the channel, the games I play, talking through what I'm doing and things like that. I think it really has made me a better player. So, having said that, thank you guys for watching. I will try my best to get that day 2 invite. And now let's move on to the deck list, shall we? The poll this week was won by Yveltal Gallade. Apparently it's a deck a lot of people want to see. So here we go. We have Baby Yveltal. Sorry, my mouse is not working. It's not letting me. It's not letting me like open up the card. So let me just see if it'll work now. There we go. Okay, so it's working now. So, oh wow, it's not letting me anymore. Okay, I'm gonna look at the deck this way then. Baby Yveltal, one of the main attackers in this deck, allows you to power up Yveltal EX, other Zoroarks, Gallade potentially, Seismitoad, and the other Yveltal, which could prove crucial in a lot of matchups. Now, this Yveltal, only one copy of it, but Fright Knight is definitely a very nice ability. It can nullify things like Floatstone. It can nullify Fighting Fury Belt, which is definitely very important. And for example, if something is in range of KO but has the Fighting Fury Belt attached, you can easily promote this Yveltal, get rid of the effect, take your 2 prize cards, and then simply switch out with Zoroark. So I think it's a pretty nice option to have in the deck. And Pitch Black Spear can potentially win you the game late game by KOing a couple of Shaman EXs, potentially like Lysander, a Shaman EX, and then use Pitch Black Spear. And if your opponent has no answer to that, then you most likely win the game by that, as you will draw 4 prizes. Zoroark, we all know and love. Stand-in is a great ability, and Mind Jack is a really great attack. There aren't any decks right now that can really afford to play with a low bench, so it's a really nice cost-effective attack. We only have one Gallade this time, not focusing too much on it, but it will definitely be very useful with both Premonition and its attack, especially against potential lightning type decks. And I am running one Seismitoad in order to help us out with a potential early game log, or to finish off a game where we can prevent Versus Seekers for Lysanders or ACs or things like that. It's a very situational card, but I think it can definitely be useful. And we have our 2 trusty Shaman EXs. Now, as far as energy go, we only have 7 darkness and 4 double colorless. For this deck, it really should be enough. And now the interesting part, the trainers. I'm gonna go through them as they appear like that. I really don't know why it won't let me view the cards like fully on here, but okay, it's not a big deal. Okay, so 3 acrobatic in order to combine with Gallade and just make sure you have enough draw at any point in the game. Then 3 barrel compressor, 3 barrel compressor in order to get some darkness in the discard, get potentially useful supporters such as Hex Maniac or Lysander, so that you can reuse them with Berserkers and get their effects whenever you desire. 4 Puzzle of Time, this is definitely the biggest inclusion to the deck, or one of the biggest inclusions. It's a really versatile card, not only with its effect for 1, like if you only play 1, where you can rearrange your top deck, but actually playing 2 could definitely prove very useful throughout the week. Now, 1 Megaphone, because there's a lot of Pokemon Tool cards going around, and you cannot always rely on the Fright Night Yveltal to remove their effects. You might actually want to remove them from play, especially the Float Stones and the Fighting Fury Belt. So a copy of 1 Starling Megaphone seemed to make sense. 4 Trainer's Mail in order to search all of our potential item cards during the game. We already have 35 total trainers, so Trainer's Mail will definitely be useful. 4 Ultra Ball, so we can search for everything we need. 4 Berserkers to reuse every supporter we have. And 1 Hex Maniac, situational but definitely useful against Greninja, against Trevenant, against Vileplume Vespiquen, against even Night March to prevent their Shamans or their potential Bronzongs or Milotics. 1 Judge to disrupt our opponent, to remove, maybe we know they have their last Berserker or their Lysander to win the game, so Judge is definitely always a very nice card to have, especially when you have Gallade and you can Premonition out of a bad hand. 1 Lysander to be able to target whatever we need to target. 1 Maxi Hidden Ball Trick, only 1 because we now only have 1 Gallade. Prices might be an issue with these 2 cards. I usually feel more comfortable by running 2 Maxis and 2 Gallades, but I'm going to try out 1 for this week. And finally 3 Sycamore in order to draw our cards at any points during the game. Because we do have Gallade and Maxis, that's why I'm not playing 4 Sycamore, but you could make an argument to play 4. Then 2 Fighting Fury Belt, 70 HP baby Yveltals are really great. 210 HP Yveltal EX is really great, and 220 HP Seismitoad EX is also pretty great. 2 Float Stone to combine with Zoroark, of course, or whatever needs retreating. And finally 1 Muscle Band, because sometimes you just need that extra 10 damage, or rather that extra 20 damage that Fighting Fury Belt doesn't net you to get some really clutch KOs. So that covers the deck. Let's move on to the ladder really quickly and find our first game of the week, shall we? Standard format. Yveltal is at the end because it starts with a Y, and let's get our first game going. Now, I don't think I mentioned it. No, I did. I won the regional with Greninja, so that was definitely, like, I'm sure you guys can tell from the week I used Greninja that I really enjoyed using the deck. I had a lot of bad hands and I complained a lot about the deck, but in the end, it definitely works. And even if you get behind, if you discard clutch Pokemon, or even if Frogadiers are priced, you can really make a lot of things happen with the deck's potential comeback, or rather comeback potential, thanks to all the extra damage counters you're able to place on your opponent. Now, we are up against a Fire-Water deck, and I honestly cannot come up, like, right off the top of my head, a good combination of Water and Fire-type Pokemon. So if this is not the most competitive game, I will make this a 3-game video, and I might even concede early to save us some time. But yeah, I don't know about you guys, I feel like the games take longer to load with the new update. Like, they stay in the previous screen a lot more time than before. but I'm not entirely sure. Now, okay, so I don't get a very good start, but I'm sure we'll be able to manage. Depends on what our opponent is using as well. Let's see. Okay, it's Flareon EX with Team Magma's Cameron, so it is competitive, I guess. Max Elixir, he does get an energy, so he's going to start attacking right off the bat. Now, if I get a DCE, I should be okay, because I'll be able to 2-hit KO this Flareon EX. But if I don't, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. Okay, a lot depends on this trainer's mail. I do get the compressor and I do have a Berserker, so I will be able to at least Sycamore. I won't be able to Maxis. And I need to attach the muscle band rather than the Fighting Fury belt. So I'm going to discard quite a few clutch cards right now, but there's not much I can do about that. Yeah, the Gallade, the Maxi, and the Sycamore, because the Maxi and the Gallade are definitely dead cards for me right now. I'm going to attach the muscle band, and I really hope I hit a double colorless energy. Odds are not in my favor, that's for sure though. Odds are definitely not in my favor to get it, but I do get it. Okay, that works. I'll take it. I will attach it. I will play another Trainer's Mail, and I won't grab the Berserker in case I want to Sycamore next turn. I already have one Berserker, and yeah, this quickly turns around from a very bad position to a really good one, because my opponent will have no item cards. He will deal 110 damage with Flareon EX, but then I have the 1 KO next turn, and he'll be left without any real attackers, I guess. And there already will be an Yveltal EX waiting in the back, and I even get 2 Puzzle of Time, so I could get back the Fighting Fury belt, and there isn't any other card I think would be too useful. So, still gonna use them though, and I'll get back the compressor, I guess. Play 2 copies. Yes, I am playing 2 copies. I will definitely get the Fighting Fury belt, and I'm tempted to get the compressor. Yeah, definitely. I could get the energy as well, right? I mean, yeah, I'm gonna grab the energy. Just to ensure I have energy next turn, because I don't really need to either Sycamore or Judge right now, and the Battle Compressor really wouldn't accomplish too much. So Quaking Punch seems like a good enough deal. We get our KO. Pretty fortunate for us, definitely. And my opponent under item lock, I really don't think he will be able to do too much in the position he's in. He attaches to Flareon, he's going to Blacksmith, so he's actually going to be able to KO Yveltal EX. So this is definitely way more competitive than I expected it to be. Now he has 3 energy, I will have 3 with the TCE. I got off my prices. He will have item cards. Okay, I'm gonna attach the DCE. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and his 3, that's 150 damage, so 20 damage short, and there's nothing I can really do about that. Going to play the Great Ball. I will go for a Zorua. I can see the merits of Gallade in this situation, but it's not gonna be able to KO Yveltal, so that's also perfectly fine by me. I will Sycamore this time around, and let's see what we are able to accomplish here. Now, okay, got a pretty decent hand. I will also bench the Yveltal, and I can either Evil Ball or Y Cyclone. I think Evil Ball is the better choice, and then I can Y Cyclone next turn. I was 1 energy short of the KO, but that's okay. That's really okay. Now my opponent is free to use items, so this match definitely turned out more competitive than I expected it to be. Even with max elixir and 5 energy total, he's gonna deal 150 damage. He's still missing 60 in order to get a KO. So yeah, he's smartly going to power up his bench Flareon EX. So this is going to be a very interesting KO exchange actually. Okay, I top deck another Yveltal EX, which I feel like it's going to be a really good idea to power up. But what I would actually rather do this turn is not KO through the active Yveltal EX. So okay, I get the Flowstone on my Acrobike, that's really fortunate. I'm going to attach it to Zorua. I'm going to search for my Zoroark right now, and I'm going to take the KO with the baby Yveltal. Oh, wow. I had not realized both Zoroarks are prized, because I had not discarded any yet. Oh no, I did discard one. So one Zoroark is prized, the other is in the discard. So never mind. I think I still want to take the KO with this Yveltal, even if I have to manually retreat, because I think it's a much safer play. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I will bench, or rather play my Shaman, get 5 free cards. I do get a Fighting Fury Belt, which I will attach to this Yveltal EX, and I'm going to retreat, promote Yveltal. I'm going to only discard the DCE, of course. There is no point in discarding the other card, the other energy rather, and Oblivion Wing takes the KO, and I will be able to power up the other Yveltal EX. So this not only allows me to KO the Flareon, but also prevents him from drawing an extra prize if he's able to power up the Flareon EX. And the Lysander, as you can see, is not going to be important at all in this game. She goes for a Flash Fire, takes that energy, he's going to Blacksmith, so he's going to have just enough energy to KO my Yveltal, but no Lysander to get a KO. So as long as I'm able to follow up with back-to-back Yveltals, or if I find a DCE, I could potentially win right now. My Zoroark is still in the prizes. I'm very tempted. I'm feeling very tempted to go look for the DCE. There's still 2 left, I believe. I'm going to get the Battle Compressor. If I can play down my deck to 7 cards or so, there should still be 2 DCE, right? There's 2 in the discard pile. I'm going to check right now how many DCEs are left. And there's 1 DCE, there's 2 DCEs. Okay, so I'm going to discard anything that will not allow me to thin out my deck this upcoming turn. The Fright Night Yveltal, the Sycamore, and the Zorua. Now I'm going to Ultra Ball for a Shaman. So yeah, I should be able to guarantee the DCE through Sycamore, and let me just make sure. DCE Evil Ball will do 20 plus the Energy Dark, 40 plus the 2 DCEs, 80 plus the Fighting Fury Belt, 90 plus 80 from 4 energies, that's 170 damage, and Flareon EX has 170 HP. So through Acrobike, I even get the DCE off of the Acrobike, so no need to even play the Shaman. I can just retreat here, promote Yveltal, and KO my 3rd Flareon EX for the game. So the fact that he was able to one-hit KO the baby Yveltal allowed me to one-hit KO his Flareon EX, and that's the game, guys. So once again, we keep facing against Flareon EX decks, and I will still say it's not the most competitive deck. honestly, but people like it apparently, and people are still testing it, and there's definitely some merit for that. Now, we are getting a very nice amount of coins. I think when the next set hits with Mega Alakazam EX and everything like that, we should have a ton of coins to trade for a lot of booster packs and make our booster pack opening video. And if everything goes well, or depending, well, no, I'm not gonna talk about that. Okay, Lightning, Psychic, Colorless. So I really hope it's a Night March deck, because that would make a very interesting game for sure. Nope, my opponent just immediately concedes, or he got disconnected, whatever it was. I don't really know, but let's quickly find... Wow, 50 coins for doing nothing. That's pretty good. That's really pretty good. So let's find our next game. If we win, we will be able to unlock one Breakpoint booster pack. Definitely nice. I did win 3 booster boxes off of regionals last Saturday, so that was really nice. Like for a, what, 15 bucks or so entry fee, 3 boxes, and the trophy and everything. That's pretty nice, honestly. That's really nice. Yeah. Okay, Schoolie. Schoolie with a grass type deck. This will probably be Vileplume Vespiquen, I think, with Toxicroak. Not entirely sure. And wow, a lot is going to depend on this Acrobike for sure. We go first, so I don't really need to bench the other Yveltals right now. And yeah, it is Vileplume Vespiquen. So, Acrobike. Wow, I hit the Sycamore of Acrobike. That's great. Another great thing is that I'm once again going to have to discard the Zoroark I actually top decked. And there's 2 things I can do here. Well, because of how fast that deck actually is, I don't think it's even worth it to Lysander up. Man, this is going to be a very difficult matchup, that's for sure. I don't think I'll have a chance to use the Starling Megaphone. Discarding 1 Darkness just so that I can... Okay, I'm going to discard the Hex Maniac in case I get a Versus Seeker off of this Sycamore. Just in case I manage to get it. Okay, Sycamore. If I get a Versus Seeker, that could potentially allow me to get another turn of items. Unfortunately, don't. So, Ultra Ball, away the Gallade, and the Acrobike. I got the Zoroark. I didn't hit an energy though. That's really bad. That's really bad. But I really want the Fighting Fury belt on my Yveltal EX. I think that will prove extremely useful. So I'm going to attach that there. I'm going to attach the muscle band there. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to pass right now. If I had gotten an energy on the Yveltal EX, things would have definitely been a lot more interesting. Because he would KO me, then I would KO him back. And it would be a pretty nice back and forth, I guess, between us. He gets a very okay hand, and that deck, like, it's probably going to be a while before it's our turn again, because of the fact that that deck takes a long time to set up and discards everything and things like that. It really wants to do a lot of things before it gets Vileplume into play, and that deck was the other option for the poll last week. Yveltal narrowly won with 58% of the votes. If you guys want to vote, definitely follow me on Twitter. And also, if you guys want to, how do you say it? If you guys want to check out, oh yeah, I'm holding a giveaway, another giveaway, okay? The 4 winners were selected for the previous giveaway. If I mentioned you, make sure you've contacted me, because I think there's 1 person still missing to contact me back. And there's a new giveaway going on. I will be giving out a Yveltal EX from Generations for the Pokemon Trading Card Game Online, which, as you know, costs around 20 or so booster packs. So definitely check that out. All you have to do is follow me and retweet the tweet at the top of my Twitter, and you could win a free Yveltal EX, which, as you all know, is a very rare card. It's very costly, and I'm giving that away. So just saying this while my opponent plays all of his cards. Wow, so he's discarded. He's discarded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Pokemon so far. He's probably going to get rid of a lot more with this, with this compressor. I'm sure he runs the new item card that gets you back two grass Pokemon. But decking is also definitely an issue for that deck because of the fact that... Wow, and he didn't get the Floatstone onto the Gloom yet. Yeah, because he just discarded 2 double colorless energy. He did it, I get, to get the Floatstone onto Gloom, but he also discarded the Bunnelby. So, wow, I don't know. I think I should win this match as long as I can KO 2 Vespiquens with either Yveltal or potentially not Zoroark. So that's the issue. Not Zoroark. That's the issue. Without Zoroark, this deck definitely has a lot less power, I guess. He gets another combi. I don't know if he has some way to get back double colorless energy, but he had 1 in play. There's 2 in the discard pile. And okay, he's finally going to go for the luck, but he only has 1 card left in his hand after the Vileplume. And if it's a Sycamore, he's definitely going to deck himself out. And yeah, he goes Beer Bench. He deals 160 damage. Very scary amounts, but still not enough to 1-KO Yveltal EX. Thanks to the Fighting Fury belt. Now, if he had gone first, then this game would have definitely been a lot worse for me. And I can actually make him deck faster through the Judge, but I don't think that's a good play. I think Sycamore is definitely my better play right now in order to, I get all 3 DCEs. Fright Knight, Yveltal. It's not going to be enough to KO a Vespiquen. I mean, I'm going to bench it just because my opponent might, if after I KO a Vespiquen, he might misplay and promote Vileplume or something. Actually, okay, I'm going to attack with this Yveltal just so that I have some damage onto that Vespiquen. Okay, I deal 50. I'm able to power up my Yveltal EX. Oh yeah, as long as my Yveltal EX is able to get off 2 prizes against that Vespiquen, I should be good, and I should be able to get 2 prizes off of it. Yeah, because he's not increasing the amount of Pokemon in his discard pile. There's no way he's going to be able to do 170 damage. And yeah, I'm going to retreat. I mean, the damage ends up not mattering really. I'm going to Y Cyclone here, I guess. Because I already have the DCE. I'm going to put it on the regular Yveltal baby because of the fact that that deals 100 damage and could potentially KO another Vespiquen. He decides to promote Combi, and yeah, if at some point he actually promotes Vespiquen, or rather Vileplume, Wow, no way. Okay, he has 3 more Pokemon in the discard pile. If he has an unknown left, he will be able to KO me. No, 190 damage. Okay, so with the DCs in the discard pile and the fact that he didn't KO Yveltal right now, this is game. This is 100% game. I mean, he could potentially get a KO with Shaman, but yeah, there's a victory because he's out of Vespiquen, he's out of DCs. If he had KO'd Yveltal EX, even then I don't think he had a chance because of how much he had only 1 card left in his deck, and that deck doesn't play Judge or doesn't play anything like that. And yeah, getting a win against Vespiquen Vileplume is definitely very, very nice for today. So that will be all, guys. Thank you guys very much for watching. It ended up being a really great way to start off the week. 2 wins off of my regional championship win, free breakpoint booster pack. And yeah, that will be all for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow in the Spanish video or back on Wednesday for more Yveltal Gallade Zoroark action. Thank you guys, and bye bye.